Dear brothers and sisters, and especially to our ladies, the month of March is known as Women History Month. It's known for a lot of things, of course, March Madness, which deal with a lot of sports, but this is our opportunity to celebrate all the things that women are doing. It gives us an opportunity to say to all of the women, we appreciate you and we appreciate all of the things that you are doing. And to all of my ladies who are making it happen, to all of my ladies who are making moves, to all of my ladies who are climbing the corporate ladder, to all of the ladies that are taking care of the family, to all of the ladies that are juggling all the things that are going on in their lives, I just want to take a moment to celebrate you and to say, go girl. I want to take this moment and say, you go girl. That's right. You go ahead and do the things that God has called you to do. Don't you allow what you see in front of you to make you think that God ain't called you to do great things. And I hope at the end of this message that you realize, to all of the ladies that are watching this, you realize how important and how valuable and how crucial you are to the world that we live in. Come on. Whether it's at your job, you are crucial. Whether it's at the school, you are crucial. Whether it's at the home, you are crucial. Whether you're at the store, you're crucial. No matter what it is that you are doing, you are crucial to the success. I don't care if it is a male-dominant arena. You go, girl. Why? Because you are needed, you are vital, you are important, and you are crucial to the success of anything. How do I know? Because if it wasn't for a woman, come on, Adam wouldn't have been able to bring into this world, come on, children. And dear brothers and sisters, please understand. And again, to my ladies, please understand that God brought you in this place because he needed you in this world, and not only in this world, but at this precise moment. Come on. As you think about in the Bible, you have Esther. And in the book of Esther, Esther was a Jewish woman who was selected by the Persian king to be his wife. Woo, come on. She found a man that was running the country. And watch this. He said, I got to have her. And when Esther revealed to the king that Haman planned to kill her family, the king had Haman hung on the gallows that were built for Mordecai. Meaning this woman understood that, watch this, God had called me to a great place, and I need this man that is trying to stop me taken out. And listen, I'm not a proponent for evil, but dear brothers and sisters, especially to my ladies, if a man or a woman is getting out of your way, you need to tell God to take care of your light work. Come on. You need to tell God to get in it and remove those individuals. So not only do you have Esther in the Bible, you have Hannah. Hannah was a young lady who was barren for many years. Oh my gosh. She wanted a son, but God had not granted her one. She begged the Lord for a child. In return, she promised to dedicate this young man to God's servant. Come on. Please understand, she understood in this moment that, watch this, as a woman, I understand that if God give me something, I'm going to give it back to him. Woo! Come on. And to all of my ladies and to all of my men that are watching as well, what is it that God has given to you that you need to dedicate back to him? Come on. What is it that God has given to you that you need to say, this belongs to God? What has God given to you that you need to sit there and say, I'm just a steward over it? And not only do you have Hannah, but you also have Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was a woman who knew she'd been forgiven much. And with a new heart and desire, she now experienced love and joy she had never known. In spite of all the worldly pleasures she had tasted, she had love for her Savior, motivated Mary to pour costly perfume on Jesus' head and feet. Because God turned her life around, she said, the valuables that I have, are more valuable in his hand than they are in mine. And dear brothers and sisters, please understand, I know you have some stuff that you deem valuable, but what's more precious and more valuable is God. What's more valuable is God. And not only that, but you have Mary, Jesus' mother. At a young age, we hear about this woman walking into her purpose and impacting the world. To all of my young folks that are watching, please understand, Mary was young when she brought Jesus into this world. She brought purpose into this world. She brought fulfillment into this world. But then she was also walking out the calling that God had called her to have. Now listen, I am not sitting there saying that you need to go out here and have babies or whatnot. But what I am saying is you need to walk in your purpose. Woo-hoo. Come on. Some of you have to understand that God is calling you to walk in your purpose. In that season, God had called her to bring forth this child into this world. And dear brothers and sisters, and to my ladies especially, you have a purpose that God is calling you to bring something forth. God is calling you to birth and bring forth that business. God is calling you to bring forth that idea. God is calling you to bring something forth. And you go, girl, because God is calling you to do great things. And we have all those individuals, but watch this, dear brothers and sisters. Here in Mark chapter 5, we have a story regarding a woman who I believe we can learn a great deal from. Because here we have the story of a woman who has an issue of blood. A woman who has been dealing and carrying a problem and dealing with a situation for 12 years. Whew! Let me say that again. This woman has been dealing with a situation for 12 years. And I don't know about anyone under the sound of my voice, but dealing with a problem for 12 years can drive a person crazy. But watch this. She understood that even though I am dealing with it, it is not dealing with me. Whoo, come on. She is dealing with it, and it is not controlling her. And dear brothers and sisters, to my ladies, especially you girl, because why? The things that you've been dealing with, it might have been 5 years, it might have been 12 years, but it is not controlling you. You are in charge. You are dealing with the problem, and that problem, dear brothers and sisters, is not making you throw in the towel. That's how I know you are controlling with it, because you have not thrown in the towel. Whew. And those 12 years, dear brothers and sisters, she almost lost faith, but she didn't lose faith. I don't know what you're dealing with, and I don't know how long you've been dealing with it, but don't let it make you lose faith. And what I love about this woman is she reminds me of many women who are watching me right now. Women who have been dealing with things for a while, and yet you keep fighting. You've been dealing with things for a while, and yet, come on, you keep fighting. And that makes me say, you go, girl. The fact that you keep fighting, even though you have problems and situations in your lives, make me say, you go, girl. You've been fighting and you've been enduring stuff. You go, girl. I am celebrating you at this moment. Why? Because you're doing stuff that other folks couldn't do. And half of us as men would have quit once we've dealt with some of the problems that you as women are dealing with. Come on. You go, girl. God has got your back. And the reason why I can say you go, girl, is because, number one, you know the value of trailblazing. You know the value of trailblazing. It says this, it says, and now a certain woman had a flow of blood. Watch this, for 12 years and had suffered many things from many physicians. She had spent all that she had and was no better, but grew worse. So, dear, please understand this. This woman searched out physicians because she had an illness. And even though she spent all she could, her situation never got better. This woman had a natural problem, but it took a spiritual answer to deal with her natural problem. Whoo, come on. Let me say that again. She had a natural problem, but it was a spiritual solution. Come on. The reason why some people are frustrated is because you have natural problems and you're dealing with some of those problems in a natural fashion. Come on. Some of you are fighting it in the natural and not in the spiritual. And if you're going to be a trailblazer, if you're going to be the one that God has called you to be, you got to take a route that other folks, come on, are not taking. You have to go a direction that other people are not going. And as trailblazer, you set the path. Come on. You know the value of being a trailblazer. You know the value of being the individual that will make things easier for other folks. How do I know? Because it said this woman watched us touch Jesus, and she touched him at a fashion that he stopped in his track. Whoo, come on. Trailblazers are able to make other folks, come on, pay attention to them. Come on. Some of you are trailblazing the fact that you have become, watch this, the first millionaire. Some of you are trailblazing the fact that some of you are the first individuals to not get divorced. Come on. Some of you are trailblazing at the fact that you're the first individual in the family to get your degree. You, dear brothers, and to all of my sisters, you are trailblazing. You know the value of going a route that other folks are not going. Whew, you are a trailblazer. You know the value of going in a direction that nobody else is going. You sit there and say, hey, I see all you all are going this way, but have you thought about doing this? Have you thought about doing that? Come on. Because this woman said, watch this, if I may touch his garment. Why is that important? She has no evidence of this being done. Yeah, I'll miss that. Nowhere in previous scriptures, nowhere in previous history to where we hear to where other individuals have touched the hem and got healed. But she was the first to do it. Some of you don't have manuals. Some of you don't have reference points. Some of you don't have cheat sheets to do what it is that God is calling you to do. And you are a trailblazer because you are doing it in a fashion that nobody else is doing it. You're a trailblazer. And ladies, please understand that we need to be like this woman. And you must continue to be like this woman. To not allow the pain that you are dealing with to stop you. Why is that important? She blazed the trail even while she had issues. Meaning, sometimes you can't wait for everything to get right. Sometimes you can't wait for everything to align up. You have to sit there and say, I'm going if I'm crawling. I'm going if I'm limping. I'm going if I'm on crutches. I am going if my back hurt. I'm going if I don't have peace. I'm going if I don't have joy. I'm going if I don't have the support. This woman went with the pain even being on the inside of her. And ladies, can you go even when the pain is on the inside of you? Whew! You go, girl. Why? Because you know the value of trailblazing. And not only do you know the value of trailblazing, but you know the value of the teacher. You know the value of the teacher. It says this, when she heard about Jesus, she came behind him in the crowd and touched his garment. For she said, if only I may touch his clothes, woo, I shall be made well. Immediately the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of the affliction. Come on. So she was willing to focus on Jesus and forget about the people to get what she wanted. Whew, you go, girl. She stopped worrying about people and she focused on the teacher. Ladies, stop worrying about people. Stop worrying about who's on your side and focus on the teacher. She sat there and said, I am staying focused on the task because I understand that God has called me to do this. Come on. You go, girl, because I say this to you because watch this. She doesn't care if people or obstacles were in the way. And you, ladies, don't care if obstacles are in your way. Why? Because you are willing to move through. You are willing to move over. You are willing to move under. You are willing to move around those obstacles to reach your desired goals. She focused on the teacher. Who is your teacher? Woo! Uh-oh. Who is your teacher? Because who you focus on, that's the individual that is teaching you. Whoa. Who you are focused on, that is your teacher. The person that has your attention is your teacher. Is that bad relationship? Your teacher. Are those growing pains your teacher? Come on. Many of us are allowing the wrong things to teach us. And she focused on the teacher. What do you focus on? Because watch this, it says, when she heard. When she heard. This is so important because the last thing I remember, and one of the things that I've mentioned to before, is Jesus asked his disciples, what are people saying about me? Because he understood that the rumors will either bring people towards him or away from him. Even Jesus had enough sense to sit there and say, what are the people saying about me? Can I step on your toes? What's messing some of you up is the fact that you are saying, I don't care what they think about me. I'm not saying that you got to be concerned about everybody, but there are some people you need to be concerned about because even Jesus asked, what are they saying? Because he knew that perception was, reality. If they knew him as a healer, they would come to him as a healer. If they knew him as a waymaker, they would come to him as a waymaker. But if they knew him as only a person that handed out blessing, they would come to him for the wrong reasons.